We brought in mnemonics like the boomerang that Spykar has, just to confuse customers where we actually are from. We were always working in a territory which was a white man's territory. Had we said that we are Indian, I don't know how consumers would have probably reacted to it. E-commerce is still trying to create reasons how you can discount more.
I just saw an aggregator having 70, 80, 90% discount. It's insane.
So that's because they're burning money. This honeymoon of getting valuations is going to be over. I genuinely feel that we have to believe that there's going to be no tomorrow. Only the paranoid survive. Just 15 years back, we were not even in the top 20. Being Indian is respected. It's actually a chip on your shoulder. I want to shout out loud, "Ye Daur Apna Hai." This is our time. Let's strike it hard. Let's strike it big. Be honest to our jobs. Very, very critical.
Fashion is temporary, but staying relevant for over 3 decades, this is business genius. Welcome back to Off the Rack. I'm your host, Damin, and today we have a massive episode for anyone interested in the business of fashion. We're sitting down with Sanjay, the CEO and co-founder of Spykar. He's the man who helped build one of India's most iconic homegrown denim brands, all the way from the ground up, starting way back in 1992. We're going to talk about the 90s versus today, why physical retail is making a comeback in 2026, and how a heritage brand stays cool with Gen Z. Let's get into it. Thank you, Sanjay for making the time. You launched Spykar in 1992, back when the Indian economy was just opening up. What was your initial vision for Spykar back then?
So back then in 1992, when we started off, we had never envisaged that we'll be where we are today, obviously. Our idea was to kind of do a great product, do something which we are happy with. Yes, we were very conscious about the fact that we need to do something very commercial, something which probably a gap existed of. And so we had identified a gap. We felt that denims back then were, a business which a lot of Gujaratis and Marwadis were into. And if I give you some names, all of them were great products, but they never approached denims from a perspective of it ever becoming an extension of an individual or a personality. They always looked at it from a commodity perspective, right? Good money to be made, and so they were into denims. And so we felt that there was that opportunity which those people didn't see at that point of time, which is about creating a whole ecosystem around a brand which can carry forward the legacy of not just denims, but a whole lot of other things which can come with denims, like a whole jeanswear space. So all our efforts were all directed towards creating the best possible brand, the most optimum brand, and then see what all can fit into it with changing times. All of this right now seems a very great idea, but it was just innate. It was not so well thought and not well crafted. But somehow in our hearts, we just didn't want to do a product. We wanted to do a great product, a great reason for a person to buy into a brand and our product. So crafting the brand and crafting the product went side by side, and always it converged.
How does denim connect with someone as an individual, what you spoke about?
So I think denim has been probably one of those tools or a medium or a measure of one's individuality. New fits came about, and a lot of individual tastes got transferred and actually got probably manifested through the fits that you wear. So your fit of a pair of jeans could also probably signify what kind of a person you are, what kind of a mindset you carry. Are you easygoing? Are you very, very trendy? Are you too outrageous? Your fit can tell you a lot about yourself.
That's true. And now we have a lot of fits.
Absolutely. So today, I think denim has become very democratic for men and for women both. I know for a fact that in Spykar, both men and women, we carry a very huge repertoire of fits. I guess it's plus of 7 or 8 fits. And so it kind of covers a whole gamut of people or personalities.
Yeah. No matter what body shape or size,
Yes.
there's so many fits for each person. And your fits might also change.
They will change according to the occasion you want to carry it in. It's a very dynamic piece of garment.
Right.
And and it's been there for all these years. So I think it's here to stay. It's a great voice of the young. And so that's why I also felt that when we started off, probably Why not t-shirts? Why not shirts? Why only jeans? Probably my answer to this is because we were very young at that point of time when we started. And so we felt that this product and this category gives lens and expression to our emotions.
True. And that was the liberalization era where it was kind of a rebellious era.
It just, everything just converged.
Yeah. So you've been with the brand since day one. It's been 3 decades. Looking back, what were some of those moments that you thought this is either going to make or break Spykar? One of those survival moments or moments of success?
It's a very anticlimax kind of a line that I'm going to say now. We never had these times where we felt the brand will not do well or it will close down. We had challenging times, but those have been there when we had kind of traveled a distance. It was not in the initial days. And the reason I say that we never faced this problem is because we never had expectations lined up for us. It was always about living one day at a time, and it was always about enjoying the journey. It was never said in as many words that we need to enjoy the journey, but everything that we did was to enjoy what we are doing today without our expectations of what will bring to us tomorrow, you know. And I feel that's been the cornerstone of the brand because that today, if I really ask my team, and my team has stuck around with me for last 30 years as much as I have been over here. So I guess the primary reason why they've been around is because we really provide a great environment to work in. Challenges that come to us are really lived well because we actually thrive when times are very difficult. And that's the time when we find that the whole team comes together much more close versus the good days. And so I feel that this whole environment of, being one as a family, not being too stressed on numbers. So having said that, I don't say that we are not stressed on numbers, but we want to do a good job and hence numbers also follow. Yeah. And so I think that's one of the primary reasons why Spykar has been consistent with people. It's been very consistent with the kind of product that we do, the kind of quality that we offer, because these are the mainstays at Spykar.
These are the core values that you held from the beginning that stayed. Is there anything that changed that you maybe had to unlearn due to the modern era, due to the change of culture?
So that has been probably one of the biggest reasons why we are still relevant. We came about, as you said, in the era where everything was just getting liberalized, right? For a long time, this whole business was through the mom and pop stores, through the trade distribution, and then you saw the emergence of large format retail, right? Which moved ahead and then it gave birth and space. Shopper Stop was the first large format which came about.
Okay.
And Spykar very graciously adopted to the changing environment and we moved into large format. It meant a whole lot of dramatic changes to the way we do business. We were always a jeans only company. And with the emergence of large format retail, you had a space to yourself and consumers came to buy into a brand in a multi-brand environment. And so you had to present what Spykar is all about. And so we were driven to create a whole top wear collection, not just jeans. So that kind of helped us create blocks which eventually completed the whole picture. So I think from a MBO environment where we have trade, moving to a large format environment where a lot of business happened on a sale or return basis, where conceptually the space is somebody else's, the stocks are mine, and that's how we coexist, right? Then moving to an environment where it's all about your own standalone retail stores and eventually e-commerce. So I do not see too many Indian brands who have graciously accepted the changing environment in retail. And that probably is what Spykar did. And one of the greatest reasons why we are very relevant today is the fact that we accepted all these changes and we moved with the times. Along with this, consumers moved also.
Yeah.
And so the change in the customer's behavior and attitude was slow for a while, but then it accelerated in a very dramatic way, right? So Spykar always kept pace with it. And That's why we are what we are today.
What changed in the behavior? You said it accelerated.
So the emergence of social media, internet, it kind of created a, a bridge between very urban centers and the lesser urban centers. It kind of shortened the gap between information flowing from people who knew what's happening to people who are not aware of what's happening. The time lag between fashion moving from a tier 1 city to a tier 3 city, that shortened. So this allowed consumers to know what's happening much more than what earlier it used to take. So I feel humans are ready to accept, and probably that's why we are amongst the most intelligent forms of living beings. We are faster on the take. The minute you are aware of what's happening, there are people who will either accept it or they'll not accept it. And youngsters are people who like to try out stuff. So I feel that the pace of change accelerated as and when the mediums of communication also changed.
That makes sense. During COVID, everyone predicted, e-commerce is going to explode. E-commerce is going to kill physical stores. People aren't going to go to stores anymore. But right now, 2025, almost at 2026, we're kind of seeing the opposite. As we go into 2026 and beyond, how do you see the role of physical stores going forward?
So basically, what e-commerce brought to us was a whole lot of value-led purchasing behavior. So today, if you really see all the aggregators, the primary standpoint and primary way to sell is huge discounting, right? And it's not as if discounting never existed in the country or value products never existed. E-commerce worldwide is not flourishing on the back of discounting, unlike India.
Okay.
Worldwide, it's flourishing because it brings convenience and not just discounting. In fact, it doesn't discount too much
Around the world.
around the world.
But India is different.
But in India, they try to buy out customers by discounting. And when you discount, it does not leave too much for anybody in the entire value chain, right? And that is something which is easy to match for competitors. किसी ने 60% दिया, कोई 70 दे रहा है, customer खुश है. It's a never ending thing, right? And it's not about your ability. The only ability you need is you need deep pockets. Who's got deeper pockets is going to dictate that part.
Right.
And today, what I see of e-commerce is that everybody is now trying to build on margins. And that will never be built if it's not attempted through lesser discounting. But that's not happening because e-commerce is still trying to create reasons how you can discount more.
Yeah. I just saw an aggregator having super sale for like the last couple of days during Black Friday, like 70, 80, 90%, like 90% discount. It's insane.
So that's because they're burning money as much, right? Traditional retail or offline retail, apart from a few new brands who are kind of funded by somebody else, and hence for them, maybe the bottom line doesn't matter so much. Apart from those, everybody in the physical retail has to conserve margins. At the same time, it also gives you or the customer an opportunity to touch and feel, right? Which are always important. But for some time, I think the discounting and the value overshadowed this experience.
Especially during COVID. You didn't have.
COVID, I can understand you're not moving out, you are not busy, you want to kind of spend your time and you do this. It carried beyond the COVID. And how much can any brand or any business afford to discount? And so I feel that a lot of products which came to customers, which were very heavily discounted, were not in the right shape and size for a customer to feel good about it. And experience is extremely critical, right? So I feel that customers today have seen that part of e-commerce. There are customers who are valuing convenience. And I feel the fact that customers will migrate to many businesses on e-commerce because of convenience will also start happening now With the advent of the Zeptos of the world, which is quick commerce, they don't discount. In fact, they probably would charge a little extra, but they will give you the product when you want it
In 10 minutes.
in 10 minutes. And that's convenience, right? You're not stepping out of your house.
Right.
So consumers are getting habituated to the fact that I can get what I want from the comfort of my house. I may have to pay as much or probably a little more.
Yeah.
And that eventually is the behavior which will lend itself to e-commerce for clothing also at some point of time. Today, not. Tomorrow, yes. Because people start getting comfortable with the fact that I don't need to move out to get a good product in, right? And I feel that that's probably the time when you will find genuine migration of some people from offline to online,
Okay.
but that's still far away. But having said that, in India, unlike anywhere in the world, our families spend time together and their outing is only to a mall. Movie dekh liya, khana kha liya, kuch kharid liya. And that's how they spend the 4, 5, 6 hours together. That is not changing today. Outdoors is not there in India.
True.
The culture is not about that. We do not camp,
Right.
right? Bombay mein to you can't step out to walk also
Yeah.
because of traffic, pollution, so on and so forth, right? So I still feel that whether it's weather, whether it is activities available for a person to spend time with family out other than shopping and going to a mall, because of limitation of all these things, offline will still be very, very critical. And that's not changing in a hurry. So for me, I'm very, very sure that offline will stay. The form and shape of outline may change because that's evolving. And e-commerce will also stay. And but that will also evolve. Where it will be at some point of time, whether 50-50, 70-30, 30-70, I don't know.
Yeah.
And that's all for all of us to kind of speculate on. But e-commerce is not going anywhere and nor is offline going anywhere.
Where do you see the future of retail footprint for Spykar? You said people are going as a family to the mall. Are they also going to the local high street or only malls?
Another very peculiar thing about Indians is that we like to be pampered, right? Traditionally, it's always been a kind of society where we love the adulation of the host. And the host also goes out of the way to make their guests feel comfortable, whether they're coming to our homes or whether they're coming to our stores.
Yeah.
And so Damin knows Sanjay is coming to the store. And so Damin says, "Hi Sanjay, how are you? Not been here for a while. Yeah, last time you had bought this, kaisa lagta hai, Damin?" So this knowing the customer is a very critical part of the retail channel on offline. And I feel the format, which is the MBO format, which is the traditional mom and pop store, they already have this advantage. They should not shed that advantage in favor of something else because that is what differentiates them from many other retailers or types of retailers. Knowing your customer, knowing what he wants, what he likes, keeping that discovery of the customer on is going to be very critical for the survival and for the flourishing of a MBO market. So whoever is managing to do that, along with that, adopting all the changes that the technology allows you to do, or creating a more efficient retail would ensure that the businesses will run profitably. And where we see that this ecosystem as a whole needs to run. It's not about one guy getting more and the other guy giving up more, because even that is not going to be great for anybody and for the whole ecosystem.
Right.
So if all of us can manage to create that very healthy ecosystem where your strengths stay your strength, my strengths stay my strength, and we work together to create a great harmonious platform for a customer to feel be welcomed in our stores and be served.
I feel like right now, much of the growth in India, the consumption is coming from the non metro cities. How is the retail strategy different from tier 2, tier 3 versus metros like Mumbai or Delhi for Spykar?
So we do not have a differentiated product for tiers.
Okay. Yeah.
what Spykar is to Mumbai, the Spykar is the same to Vijayawada, is the same to Ichalkaranji in Maharashtra. It's the same. What will differ is that if I have 40 stores in Bombay, I may have only 10 in Vijayawada. I may have one in Ichalkaranji. So whoever in Ichalkaranji town is of a particular mindset will come to Spykar. So number of consumers might be more in Vijayawada and there'll be a lot more in Mumbai. So that will probably dictate how many stores I would have where. But I do not think I will segregate the customer on the basis of their tiers. What is different for sure is the taste of a particular region.
Okay.
So AP Telangana consumer may have a very different bent of mind versus say somebody out of a Punjab or even the neighboring Karnataka. That is something that will be consistent for me across all tiers. So all tier towns in AP Telangana would have a particular taste, which is different, say, from a Mumbai or probably from a Gujarat.
Yeah.
So we today are not doing it, but for us, that would become the next uh, area to work on, where we create, and we started that actually with you also. We've kind of created a special line for you
Yes.
to begin with.
Yeah.
Because we understand that your markets are different. I am not doing it for the whole of AP Telangana, but I wanted to do it for you as a retailer. And you also are very gracious for us to kind of come together and create that collection. So yeah, I mean, depending on the regional tastes and all, fits are different. So we'll carry on with that. But the segregation on the tier is not there for us.
Do you think the aspiration level for the small town consumer is now on par with global trends or even people in the metros?
The knowledge of global trends is at par.
At par.
But society doesn't allow you to be what the whole world is doing. So societal compulsions may dictate how much of the global trends can get absorbed
Right.
by people, and which is going to be there everywhere. So
Is it acceptable? ये पहन सकते हैं क्या?
हाँ, मतलब अगर मैं क्रॉप टॉप्स पहन रही हूँ तो मेरे in many places.
They will say बहुत ज़्यादा है.
So that's something which is, but again, that is again also changing. I don't necessarily think that it's wrong.
Yeah.
That these compulsions and these changes do exist. I feel that's how this society is, and I think that's the character of the country. And if we're gonna completely mimic some other country, then our own character is lost. So I'm happy with whatever is there. The gradual pace of change also is good. We should be happy with that.
Yeah, it's a constant slow change.
Absolutely. And
Technology is, of course, coming into all places. We're getting screens. I think some places have smart mirrors. How is this changing the way people shop in stores?
so retail again is dictated by the size of the stores, right? If you have a large store which have a larger walk-in footprint and complexities are much more, weight at the trial room is larger or longer, I see that there would be a lot more technology used over there on smart mirrors and stuff like that. For a store which is the size of Spykar, I don't see that happening because we talk to a niche audience and we do not have so large a walk-in that my trial rooms are occupied completely. So I really don't think that everything that happens on technology can be accepted by every retail business. In its own ways, because the stores are small, I would accept something like a endless aisle very happily because I can't store a footwear in my store, but I want to sell footwear. So the convenience of an endless aisle allows me to do that. So it's basically you are just creating endless aisles on digital.
We all know Spykar as one of the leading denim brands in the country. And you're giving tough competition to big players like Levi, Zara, H&M, international players. How do you manage to keep this edge for so long?
By being true to the promise that we have made, and the promises are what? We'll give a good product, right? Value for money doesn't necessarily mean cheap.
Yeah.
It's bundling so much in the product for the price that you charge. And we are not cheap, but we build in so much more for the same price. That's always served Spykar very well. Consumers are not unhappy with the quality. Retailers are not unhappy with the quality because eventually a unhappy customer is also leading to a unhappy retailer for me.
Yeah.
And for the retailer also the customer is lost. So
Yeah.
I think primary promise is that we'll give a good quality.
Yeah. This we can see from the returns. Returns are quite minimum on your
Absolutely.
business. I rarely see a return.
The second other promise that we promised is we will be very trend forward. So we do not want to be following people on trends. People expect Spykar to do something different and new immediately whenever it's happening in the world. And to that effect, we have a collection called the YNR collection, the Young and Restless collection, which allows every emerging trend to be part of that. The numbers might not be big, but a customer will find the trend in that YNR collection. India has a lag with international markets. So if something is doing very well overseas, it'll be some time before it starts doing very well over here in India. But we promise our customers that whatever is happening good worldwide would be present in our collection. Maybe in smaller numbers, we'll wait for that trend to become large and create more numbers in that, but it would be there.
Okay. So someone can come to your stores and ask for this young and restless, and they'll find whatever is on
Exactly.
trend.
Whether it's a fit, whether it's a silhouette, whether it's a wash. So all of these, which is changing, you will find in Spykar in the YNR collection.
In that collection.
In that
That
collection.
collection is made for the youth.
It's a
on trend.
it's on trend,
It's on trend.
not necessarily the youth only,
Okay.
because
Anyone who wants to be on
I
trend.
think number is no more what defines youth, right? It's a very state of mind kind of affair now. I genuinely don't feel any bit older than you, but the age in numbers is hugely different. I would say that everything which is fashion for whichever age group, whatever is the trend, I would say YNR is extremely contemporary. It's today. So we will find everything today, whatever is in the YNR collection.
Your brand is 3 decades old, but your customers are young. How do you manage to stay relevant to the Gen Zs, the Gen Alphas, without alienating your already loyal customer base?
So today, it's very difficult to catch hold of a customer in any one place. Till yesterday, it used to be a coffee shop. सब लोग बरिस्ता में आ रहे हैं, सब लोग कॉफी डे में जा रहे हैं. You can catch hold of them there. सब लोग ये टीवी का प्रोग्राम देखते ही हैं, तो वहाँ पकड़ लिया उसको. सब लोग न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ते हैं, वहाँ पकड़ लिया उसको. अब वैसा बचा नहीं है. अभी मीडियम्स एंड मीडिया इतना फ्रैगमेंटेड है that it's really difficult to catch hold of any customer anywhere. And hence, it becomes extremely critical to talk to your audiences depending on their likes and dislikes through a very different medium. What we've done is that we've kept it extremely simple. We've created a collection which saddles universal likes and tastes. Within the collection, we have certain lines which are extremely youth focused. I just told you about the YNR.
Yeah.
YNR is something which speaks to everybody who's trend focused. It could be a 18-year-old kid, or it could also be a 50-year-old man, right? And so I feel that our efforts on YNR are primarily the reasons why we are able to straddle this both worlds together. Because fashion, again, it's very democratic, and you'll find the same product or the same trend across all value chains and at all price points. So for me, YNR becomes a very critical piece to align on both the set of people. Having said this, I also understand that my and yours stake on offline is much more larger, right? And I feel very young customers who have a lot more to spend money on and who have lesser money will always look at online for their own purchases, because online gives them trends at a very ridiculous price, which you and me can't match. You and me come into play when clothes and brands bring stature to the audiences. When that audience starts getting defined by what he or she wears, and when what they wear, what they carry, defines the stature of that person. That's the time when they'll start walking into the offline world. That's the consumer that we should aim at. But it's very critical that you talk to the people earlier as well, because you want to be part of the consideration set when they grow older. We want them to know about you when they grow older, right? When they are in the position to come into offline and buy at a more expensive price. That's the time when you want them to know you.
They already need to know you.
So you have to be talking to them at a very early stage. That may convert or not convert into a purchase.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But you want to create awareness.
Awareness and stories. You need them to know what you stand for.
Right.
So my communication happens to them from that day, which may not result in a purchase. And then another set of mediums are there where I talk to my current audiences, which will help me in creating that purchase. So it's a very tightrope walk now, unlike what was yesterday. But we're managing. So we're happy about what we're doing today.
Fits, of course, is a huge part of denim. We went from skinny to slim, now what people are calling loose, baggy, anti-fit. What do you feel is the current fit that is dominating? And what do you think is going to become the fit for the next, let's say, 5 years?
So I just said that fashion has become extremely democratic.
Yeah.
10 years back, if somebody was wearing a loose fit when tights were in, he would be looked down upon. That's not the case today. A person wears what they want to wear, and he doesn't give a shit about what the other guy is thinking. At the same time, the other guy also is very happy to accept the other person the way he is. So that sense of maturity has come in our audiences. And so I would still say that there are consumers for all kinds of products that you do. Having said that, loose fits are in a lot more, but the straight fit is a staple. And I feel the Chico fit that Spykar has is that very essential and omnipresent fit that every person should have in the wardrobe, because I find that extremely versatile fit. I mean, if I have to pair it with a pair of boots, it'll go. If I want to wear it with a kind of a sneaker, it'll go. If I just want a chappal under it, it'll go. So for me, the quintessential fit that Spykar has in its portfolio today is the Chico.
What is this Chico fit?
This is a very non-glamorous answer. A Chico is a very straight, slim, regular fit. But it just gives you that space that you want on your body, where the jeans doesn't hold you very tight on the crotch. It's easygoing. It's also extremely tenacious for your through the day activities, and also very trendy to carry in your evening day or evening night out kind of a place. So it's probably your best buddy.
It's your middle ground.
It's not a middle ground.
It's not.
It's not a compromise.
Okay.
A middle ground is a compromise. This is genuinely a versatile fit.
Versatile.
It's 10 on 10 for every occasion.
Easy buy.
It's easy buy. It's a right buy. Not even an easy buy. It's a right buy. So I'm telling you, I mean, yeah, probably a 9 on 10 on a boot cut for a pair of boots. A boot cut would be ideal.
Yeah.
But this still is not a 5 on 10. It's a 9 on 10. So I think it's a great fit to have in the wardrobe. It just works with everything that you kind of want to pair it with.
Spykar is a business, obviously, but of course, you also sell creativity. What is your management mantra for leading creative teams? How do you balance business numbers, which are important, as well as creative freedom, being a fashion brand?
So this is a large conversation at Spykar always. And we always decide in favor of allowing creativity to supersede everything else. Having said that, at Spykar, you ask Sanjay, who's been with the brand for 33 years. And there are many more people who are very experienced at Spykar who create a kind of a perimeter around what we should be. So if that creativity falls in that perimeter, we allow it to happen. Anything which is outside the perimeter, and that perimeter is decided by a few people based on commercial application. If you think it's commercial enough, and that decision is taken by the sales team. Then there are those few allowances we have for our design team, which is a percentage of our entire business, where we tell them to go wide. Whatever you want to do, whatever you think is in, if you think this is in, we think that it's going to be in probably later, but still you do it right now. So that's your YNR. That's a percentage of our entire business, which you allow design team to dictate. And so hence that allows Spykar also to be in trend always.
You have launched your latest campaign, Daur Apna Hai. How does this connect with today's audience, the young people?
Very, very important and relevant question. So this thought is very close to my heart. Daur Apna Hai. It essentially means and captures what we are today and how arrived we have been. You can apply this to me as Sanjay, you as Damin. You can apply it to Tipsy Topsy as a brand, as a business. I can apply it to Spykar. We can apply it to the country, India as well. Right? At Spykar, when we started, we were always working in a territory which was a white man's territory, denims. It was not natural to India. And so we always had to contend with competing with the top brands, international brands. And whether it's a retailer or a customer, they always gave more credence to international brands versus Indian brands. So for a long time, we had this struggle. Retailer पूछेगा, why are you charging so much more? Customer बोलेगा, तुम्हारा price तो यार Levi's जितना ही है. Retailer बोलेगा, यार ये तुम Indian brand हो, हमको ज़्यादा margin चाहिए. So all these things were challenges that we faced. And that was only because Indian was not the flavor. We were like, we're trying harder. I feel after IT revolution which happened in India and to India, that kind of created a very different India for the world. People started talking about Bangalore. People started talking about our brains, Indians excelling in IT. And then in 2014, after the government changed, the flavor moved to India being on a front foot. And that I feel has been a great change that we are seeing in our lifetime, especially us who have come from those years when it was very difficult to do things, and to be rightly priced and to get the right credit and merit for that. To now, where we find so much happening in India by Indians. Today's audiences do not give you lesser marks because you are an Indian. Being Indian is respected. In fact, it's the other way around. If you are Indian, you get those 2 brownie points more. And all this has happened in the last 10 years. And we have always, at Spykar, used ambiguity to not say where we are from. Because we are doing a great product, And had we said that we are Indian, I don't know how consumers would have probably reacted to it. I had found a lot of challenges with the retailers. And so we always kept things ambiguous of our origin. We brought in mnemonics like the boomerang that Spykar has, just to confuse customers where we actually are from. We use foreign locales, we use foreign models. We did everything so that we can sell our products at the right price by being ambiguous of our origins. Today we feel that it's that time when to be Indian or to say that we are Indians is not going to be looked down upon. It's actually a chip on your shoulder. And so we felt there's a great time to step out of that ambiguity and pronounce that we are Indians and proudly. And so we felt that what is it that we can say which describes the time that we are in? ये टाइम क्या है? ये दौर अपना है वाला टाइम है. ये दौर Indians का है. We have catapulted to the 3rd biggest economy in the world. And just 15 years back, we were not even the top 20. So this audiences today, the Gen Z today, the Gen Alphas haven't seen those days. They are born in a time where Indians are great, where Indians are accepted, where Indians are rewarded, they are respected. It's a very emotional statement for me when I say that Daur Apna Hai. because this is our rightfully right time. We are getting what we deserve, right? And it's also for you. It's for everybody, every Indian who can proudly stand up and say, Daur Apna Hai. So I feel that the coming out of ambiguity was something which I was wanting to do for a very long time. And you'll see from here on, we will not be using foreign faces. We are not using foreign locations. We are going to have a communication which is thoroughly Indian. Indian really doesn't mean Kuchipudi and Bharatnatyam. It means also space. It means being cutting edge in everything that we do, right? We want to fight the battles in a global environment and do as well or better than any global brand. And that's what Spykar is. If I have to compare myself on quality, on the craftsmanship, on the trend on time aspect, we are as much as which is we are as good as anybody in the world. And so I think that's is basically
This is like our time.
it's our time. And I want to shout out loud कि ये दौर अपना है, ये सारे Indians का दौर है. And so everybody who's an Indian, this is our time. Let's strike it hard. Let's strike it big. Let's be honest to our jobs, our work. Let's give the world the best possible things that can come out of our system. Be honest to our jobs. Very, very critical.
You've also recently started your own podcast, going from a business owner to a content creator. It's in your genes. What's this podcast about?
Okay, so content creation was never the idea. Basically, I wanted to celebrate everybody who's doing a great job in an environment which is very firm. It's a bouncing board or it's an echo of what my sentiments are. And so I created this podcast as an idea where I invite those people who have attempted to do things in a difficult environment, but doing it in a manner which is very suave and finessed, and they have succeeded at it, and they have reached certain milestones. And I just wanted to kind of be that brand who wanted to celebrate that particular brand or an individual. So the idea was again coming from Daur Apna Hai as a thought. These people have sort of done success and failure again is part and parcel of what we do. But I just wanted to appreciate those people and share my journey with theirs. It's always a great opportunity to learn what the other guys are doing. And I also feel that every person learning should not stop. And there is never an age where either learning can stop or you can learn from a person. So, however young that person is, there would be something about that person which you can learn at whatever age.
Yeah.
So, that's my very humble attempt at bringing those people to the fore.
So now we're going to do something really fun. We're going to do a nice rapid fire segment.
I love this.
One fashion item or accessory, besides, of course, jeans, that you can't live without.
My bracelets
Okay.
and my shoes.
Yeah, you're not going to go out barefoot. And if there's one person that you could reach out to that you would love for them to wear Spykar, who would that person be?
Dead or alive.
Either.
James Dean. I
Okay.
would love him to wear a Spykar.
Why James Dean?
He's the guy who actually started this whole rebel piece. I don't know whether you've seen his movie Rebel Without a Cause. James Dean is like the guy in a pair of jeans.
He can carry it off.
Oh, he just died too early. But if he wears a pair of Spykar, my day is made.
What is your go-to denim fit now? And has this fit always been it or has it changed?
My go-to denim fit now is the Chico. We never had the Chico, so I used to get the Chico kind of fit from other brands.
Okay.
But now it's only Spykar Chico.
Really?
What's that?
Similar fit.
Yeah. So I love Rag and Bone. So for me, Rag and Bone was always that brand.
Where do you personally shop? Online, offline?
I'm a sucker for offline. But having said that, I would still go and buy online, but for things which are very standard. Let me put it that way.
Your regulars, like your white t-shirt or something.
Not as much in clothing. I would
Okay.
still buy my other stuff from online.
Yeah.
But clothing, I still prefer going offline.
What is the reason you for clothing offline?
I have developed this amazing belly which is refusing to go, and so I find it very difficult to buy something online and which will fit me well. So I go offline, I try so much, then I find something which hides my belly, I buy it. I hope this is not that cut that you'll have in that 10 second. This has been a very honest confession, not on that 10 second.
A book or podcast or something you read that recently changed your thinking?
So there are two books which have guided me. One is actually the mantra which I have kind of owned up. The other one also has helped me create what we have created at Spykar. That one is stay foolish, stay hungry. When I say stay foolish, you are capable of making mistakes, but make them. If you don't do things, new things are not going to happen. And the other is stay hungry. So I think that's something which has been extremely important for me because that kind of keeps me releasing my ambitious juices, which allows me to work harder to do a lot more, not be happy with what I have. And the other mantra or the book that I really love is Only the Paranoid Survive. I genuinely feel that we have to believe that there's going to be no tomorrow. And today is what we need to be doing everything. And so that paranoia is something we need to build in so that there is a sense of urgency for us to do things.
Right.
And you cannot just become too complacent because I feel that today's age, our consumers, and also today's audiences, and the people who are at this age and the new age guys are extremely sensitive to complacency. The minute you're complacent, you're giving that space away to competition. And I don't think that's the way to kind of kill yourself. You need to be alert. You have always to be on your feet. And that I feel is going to be extremely critical for all kind of businesses, anywhere, whichever industry.
Because the competition is getting so tough, you have to.
They are breathing down your neck,
Yeah.
right? And the minute you know, तुम्हारी नजर हटी या दुर्घटना घटी,
Have to keep your eye on the ball
always.
always. Your favorite city to visit for work in India?
Vijayawada to meet up with you.
So we've only been talking about men. I think we need to now change this conversation to a little bit about women. See, everyone knows Spykar as a men's brand. Of course, it's a men's denim leading brand. But what about women? Women is an exploding market in India. What are your plans for Spykar ladies?
So Spykar has done extremely well in women jeanswear. Spykar is known for being a menswear business. We recognize that, and we have our plans created for women wear, basis the fact that we are not known for women wear. And so for us, the primary place that we want to go and sell Spykar women wear is a place where already women are coming to buy. So the most ideal place for us to do that was the large format retail. And we launched our women wear in large format retail. We have found amazing traction in the last 3 or 4 seasons that we have been doing business with them. I think we're number 2, number 3 everywhere now. And it's a great product, a product which was missing on the floor with the kind of craftsmanship that Spykar brings on the table. There are very few, in fact, there are no products in women wear which match our craftsmanship. So it's a slow take because we want women to get used to our quality. And I'm very sure post that they will stick to the brand. But as of now, wherever women are congregating to buy their garments or fashion, we want to be there. So next in line would be the MBO markets because already there are women going to stores to buy. We would like to concentrate on all the stores where women are coming and picking up their stuff. And then I would probably try and sell through our own retail because there I have to call a customer from home into my store. We are not known for women wear, right? I feel that doing well at LFR and MBO eventually will help us build a business for women and the awareness for women wear.
Yeah.
And then probably retail could take shape. But I think there is enough headroom right now on the LFR space and more headroom on the MBO space because we not yet started a journey honestly. We are doing business with a very few people and with a lot of concentration, only few people. I think the whole country is available on that front.
Yes.
What we have promised ourselves, Damin, is that we are going to be a hardcore jeans wear business. We do not want to specialize in top wear. but we want to be extremely specialized on bottom wear.
Building an excellent brand for women in the denim
Jeans,
space.
absolutely. If you can do that, I think our purpose is served.
And there are very few, I know it's very hard for women to find good denim brands in India.
Absolutely.
What would be the Chico for women, or what would be that fit that you say is so versatile?
Women jeans wear is a lot more democratic than men's denim. So I think everything is doing very well. Your, mid waists are doing extremely well. I hear low waists are coming back with a vengeance. Boot cuts are doing extremely well there. We have the straight fit that we have. So I think there are customers for all kinds of products. And again, the changes in women bodies are a lot more than men. And so I think they move between fits. So I will not say that any one single fit is doing extremely well for us.
For a tall woman, I have a friend, she's quite tall, and she always tells me it's a huge challenge for her to find jeans. In India, she has to travel abroad just to find jeans. What fit in Spykar would you recommend for someone who's quite tall?
See, unfortunately, Damin, we don't serve tall customers. And that's a very conscious call because, for a tall customer, you need another 3 or 4 inches of length. And India, by far, for women is 5'1", 5'2", 5'3" height. Right? We want to be in a commercial, in a more practical space. I do not want to engage myself in doing things for a relatively fewer people. So yes, while I would be very happy to serve this tall friend of yours, I think business doesn't allow me
Business
to talk
numbers
to
have
them.
to come in.
Yeah. So inventory is critical in our business, and whoever has perished has only perished because they have not managed inventory well. You need to say no to things. I think whoever can build that ability to say no to things, they will do better. So I would rather say no to some things, some customers, rather than, create an opportunity for me to fail as a whole.
For the next 20-year-old Sanjay that pops up and has this idea to start a brand, you said, okay, he or she has to say no to some things. What are other things would you give caution to? Like, please watch out for these things.
As much as I would like, and I don't think that it's relevant today, is that I think unit economics needs to make sense for everybody. But the way this business are mushrooming today and the ease with which money is available to people, I think the first thing which is getting sacrificed is the unit economics. We all do business for profits, right?
Right. That's what a business is.
That's supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Otherwise, it becomes not profit.
Yeah. So I feel that profitability becomes extremely critical for all of us. And whatever we do, we need to do it in a manner where our businesses have enough margins so that all of us can grow and survive. And also see that our times are worth whatever we spend on the business. So I would say that whoever wants to be in a business has to at some point of time look at margins and profits. It's one thing to start off with a deficit, but you have to have plans on how to cover it up at some point of time, because this honeymoon of getting valuations is going to be over at some point of time.
Right.
And people are going to look at how good you are on margins as well.
Aside from women's wear, any next category, new category Spykar would like to?
My muse is undergarments.
Undergarments.
Yeah. So that 20-year-old kid in me has popped up and said that so much has happened on so many apparels and categories for men as far as brand is concerned. I really don't still see that much action on the innerwear space. In women, you have the whole world happening on lingerie, but men have not really given that much attention to their own innerwear. So I feel it's a kind of a business that's waiting for it to explode. And so I felt that besides one particular brand, which owns nearly everybody's underwear in the country, which is great because they've done an amazing job. I feel that also it giving opportunity for many others who are bored with that to try on something else. And that's the space that I want to be in. I want to do interesting products It doesn't necessarily mean provocative products. We want a good quality, smart products, premium products. And so I've started a brand called UnderJeans.
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 Okay.
So I felt that consumers who love jeans have a little bent of mind which is different than others. And so those customers do not want to wear what everybody is wearing. And so if I can create a product or a promise of offering for that particular customer, and that customer could be a wearer of a Pepe jeans or a Levi's jeans or
Any jeans.
just jeans, because I think jeans wearers are different.
Right.
So I wanted to create something specifically for that audience. It's a niche within a niche, but still it's a large audience because India sells close to 50 lakh, 5 crore jeans probably in the premium segment. And if I can talk to those consumers who are buying those 5 crore jeans, that's a big audience to talk to. So while it's a niche market, it still is a sizable market. And hence I have started a brand called UnderJeans. So if you love jeans, wear an UnderJeans as well. That's my pitch.
Where would someone who wants to see this product find it?
All our stores are stocking it.
All the retails.
All the retail stores are stocking it. There are quite a few multi-brand outlets also stocking it. Then the whole ecosystem who sells undergarments, the neighborhood store,
Yeah.
they are also
Modern pop.
they are selling it, and e-commerce also. So where they are omnipresent.
You know, the Indian fashion retail industry is evolving, the consumers are evolving. Where do you see this in 2030? Are we going to see more consolidation with the brands, or are we going to see more independent D2C brands that are coming up and taking over?
I think this journey of D2C has just happened and started. I feel there's going to be a lot more because every person has a very different sense of fashion. Many of them feel that what they want is not being served by the market. It's also a problem with discovery because everybody doesn't know what's existing in the market. So, and discovery is getting more and more difficult because this whole business of discovery online is kind of ruled by a few people. It always is a challenge for brands to find customers and also for customers to find like minded brands. And so I feel that there are always going to be many unsatiated hearts who think that there is scope for more brands to come in. And so I feel a lot more is going to happen on the D2C side. Consolidations in brands might also happen because times are difficult. And so consolidation will surely happen. At the same time, I feel that on the retail space also consolidation will happen. Having said all this, there might be as many D2C businesses going out of business
Oh, as they are coming in.
as maybe more go out and fewer coming in. Because it's difficult to sustain businesses without pure fundamentals.
Like unit economics, inventory. So, if you could teleport, I will give you a teleport machine. You go back in time and speak to 25-year-old Sanjay. He's sitting having a coffee. He, of course, doesn't know this is you from the future. What advice would you give him?
I would tell Sanjay to love finance as much as you love building brands. So I think I've always been a dreamer in that sense. I've said this many places. Subconsciously, we know what we like, but it doesn't come on the surface. You never become conscious about it till something happens. I used to just collect random foreign magazines. I'm talking about when I was in my ninth grade from a neighborhood Raddiwala store. And all I used to do was cut ads, print ads, which I used to love, and just put them in a scrapbook. That's all I did. And some 10 years back, I found that scrapbook and I saw all those ads. And all these ads still, I feel they rank very high from a copy perspective or from an art perspective. And when I then look backwards and I see that ninth standard, I did that. In my 11th standard, when I was standing in the queue for admissions, I realized that my college is now offering a specialty in marketing and sales. And I picked that up versus office management, which I felt was too boring. And so I opted for sales and marketing. And then I created Spykar. And now I'm in the process of building UnderJeans. So if I connect all the dots right from my ninth standard to now, I feel that there was an innate inclination to building brands, marketing, and creating reasons why people can buy. So storytelling was always part of it. And and so I just feel that somehow we have to discover these very hidden messages. In my case, I was very lucky. I did what I loved without realizing I'm doing something that I loved. And today, I wouldn't exchange this for anything else. My journey has been amazing. I have beautiful years that I've kind of spent. Sometimes people tell me that 30, 33 years एक ही brand में, and people have moved so many brands, they have gone across industries. I always tell them that there are three things that a person looks at. One is money, the other is challenges, the third is recognition. All three Spykar have given me. I don't see a reason why I should move. And till date, I find challenges which are new every day. What more does anybody want? You know, it's just
Keeps you on your feet.
it's on your feet. It's interesting. I love the people I work with. I love people like you. You know, this ecosystem is nice. Everybody in this trade is very good. I feel the best people I've seen are part of our trade. And I don't see a reason why anything else could be better than this. So I'm happy what I'm doing. Life set. hai.
Thank you, Sanjay ji. I'm very excited about what Spykar has in store for us and for the expansion of women's segment. There is an open space, and I think it's going to be really cool to see an Indian brand dominating women.
I'm looking forward to it as much.
And I wish you all the best of luck for UnderJeans.
Thank you so much. And I'll love to see it stacked on your shelves as well.
Maybe I'll start with you.
For sure. I'll send you some. Thank you so much.
And that's a wrap. Huge thanks to Sanjay for being so open about the journey. What really stood out to me was his take on unit economics. Sometimes you just have to say no to something if it does not make business sense. If you enjoyed this conversation, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on the next one. Let us know in the comments what's your go to denim fit right now. I'm Damin, and this was Off the Rack. So I'll catch you in the next one.